have an uncle who would medal if Irish goodbyes were an Olympic sport. He can leave a dinner, a party, a gathering, and you never see him go. He just vanishes. I've never asked him why. I always assumed he was tired of hearing the rest of us telling stories and talking loudly over one another, or maybe just tired in general. Either way, I know it's intentional. I'm good at disappearing too, but for very different reasons. I don't vanish because I'm tired. I vanish because I'm ashamed. Because ADHD-related demoralization has quietly convinced me that I'm not capable of sustaining friendships based solely on who I am. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to talk about the retreat, not rest, not solitude, but the kind of disappearing we do when being seen starts to feel like exposure. I love parties. I love planning them, decorating for them, hosting them, and then remembering them in the days after. What I don't love as much is going to them, and the difference is control. Hosting means I decide who's there, attending means not knowing who will show up or what they'll ask about me. I hate introductory questions. Tell me about yourself. What do you do? What I'm thinking is, I don't know how to explain myself. I wish this conversation was over, and I would like to run away now. Outwardly, though, I'm engaged. I ask questions. I laugh. People would probably say I'm curious and easy to talk to. That version of me would be life of the party, Molly. She doesn't stay in one place very long. She asks as many questions as possible so she doesn't have to reveal anything about herself. Not because she's disinterested, but because she's afraid someone will realize she doesn't belong. The problem is, I genuinely love people. I love learning about them. I love connection. So I'm instantly torn between being present and scanning for an easy exit. My ADHD complicates all of it. If someone tells a story and takes too long to get to the point, I want to escape. If they mention something outside my knowledge base, I panic. If I don't know what question to ask next, my brain freezes. And when I leave, I replay everything, every interaction, every tone shift, every facial expression, making sure I didn't make a fool of myself. Because if I did, I should never leave the house again. And it's not just parties, lunches, small talk before meetings, grocery store run ins. There's anxiety threaded through all of it. Since naming ADHD related demoralization, some of that has softened. I no longer feel the need to fill every silence. I'm practicing letting quiet exist. I'm learning I don't have to be perpetually cheerful or smiling to be acceptable. But these patterns are old, deeply ingrained. They don't unwind quickly. Because this is how I've learned to show up, I retreat. Friendships have always been complicated for me. I love deeply and I get hurt deeply. Because of my heightened awareness, I'm very good at sensing what people need and becoming that. If someone needs support during a hard time, steady Molly shows up. If they need humor, I bring lightness. If they need advice, I become the big sister. And if they need a drinking buddy, hello, tequila. Each person gets the version of me that feels safest to offer. People in my life, the ones I'm close to, the ones I've loved and lost, even the ones I've only known peripherally, I care about them profoundly. Loving people has always come easily to me. What hasn't come easily is believing I can be loved back without editing myself. Because when things get hard, when I feel inadequate, ashamed, directionless, or overwhelmed, I disappear. If I'm spiraling after another failure, I disappear. If I feel like I'm too much or not enough, I disappear. I tell myself I'm being considerate, that no one would want to be around me in those moments, that I'm sparing people the burden of my confusion or sadness. That the truth is, I'm protecting myself from being seen when I feel the most unlovable. Looking back, I can see how early this pattern started. We moved 3 times between my 8th grade year and high school graduation: Florida to Alabama, then on to New Jersey, then finally Washington State. Each move gave me a chance to reinvent myself, becoming whatever version of me fit best into a given school or friend group for a couple of years, and then leave before they could ever discover I wasn't all that likable after all. Truthfully, it was a relief. I could shed the effort of being someone I'd constructed and start fresh. I wasn't trying to deceive anyone. I was surviving. I gravitated toward people who were busy with their own lives, people who wouldn't look too closely. But adulthood doesn't offer clean slates. When I stopped moving, the masks became heavier. I got tired. I tried to be real, and friendships ended, sometimes abruptly. Years ago, I wrote down the names of close friends who had exited my life. It was a long list. Losing them hurt. But somewhere deep down, I knew I had to choose myself each time. When I started writing about ADHD-related demoralization, part of me hoped the people I'd lost might one day understand, that they'd see I'd never meant to hurt them, that all I wanted was to love them fully, but I didn't trust I could be loved back without a mask. That's what happens when you never feel safe being who you are. You give all your love away and save none for yourself. But there's another pattern too. When I look at the relationships that have endured, despite time, distance, and long silences, I see something clearly now. Many of those people are wired like me. They understand pauses. They don't punish absence. My friend Meredith is one of those people. We've floated in and out of each other's lives for years. Our friendship resumes without apology. My childhood best friend Denise is the same way. 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months. It doesn't matter. We all have ADHD. Recently, Meredith asked me to help her with something professionally. I said yes immediately. But as the meeting approached, panic set in. I was afraid she'd see how deeply sad I'd been. So I did what I've always done. I tried to disappear. But this time, something shifted. Instead of canceling without explanation, I told her the truth. I let her into the innermost part of what I was carrying, and instead of pulling away, she showed up. She didn't try to fix me. She didn't judge me. She simply loved me. Recognizing now that I have friends who understand how my brain functions, can see beyond the person everyone else thinks I am, and still love and accept me, feels like a dream. Showing up as myself is all I've ever wanted to do. I'm so grateful for the chance at real connection. Finally. Reflecting on a lifetime of friendships has taught me this. We're often drawn to people we recognize pieces of ourselves in. Sometimes they're just waiting for us to lower the mask first, to be vulnerable enough to give them permission to do the same. They need us as much as we need them. I'll be back soon. Until then, give yourself grace. You've been listening to Demoralized with Molly Kellogg-Schmauch.